Ladies, there comes a time where you just have to say no. And especially in your relationships, because it's hit something, a wall, a mountain, it's hit something where you just can't go any further. And that happened with me in one of my relationships where I'm like, no, I'm no longer going to take this emotional abuse. I'm not going to take this disrespect. I'm not going to take this craziness. And I was just done. But then at the cost of what would people think walking away from another marriage? Like, what will people think? Again, it's that thing of failure. Oh gosh, I failed again. What am I going to tell my mother? What am I going to say to my kids now? What am I going to do now? Where am I going to live? And it's all these questions. Have you guys ever had that experience where you just hit a point where it's just no. It's
done.
It's done.
Yeah. Welcome to Three Voices Unfiltered. We're your hosts,
Ronisha,
Theresa, and Suzanne. And around here, nothing is off limits. We talk about everything, the real, the messy, the hilarious, and the inspiring. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And you feel all the pressures that you're saying. You feel, even if it's not in a marital relationship, if it could be a family member. I have a family member that I had to do that. I had to say, no, we're done. You're not really bringing anything joyful right now into our relationship. It's toxic and it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts your feelings. But sometimes you have to say no.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a problem saying no.
I know you don't.
She doesn't.
I don't. For the most part,
Oh my
I don't have
gosh.
a problem. There have been some times where I should have said no, but for the most part,
That too.
Yeah, I don't have a problem
That
saying
too.
no. I feel that since we're talking about relationships, I remember one of my relationships. It was like I knew long time ago I should have cut it off. I just should have. I don't regret it though, but I should have said no and cut it off. But it just came to the point of where you have to ask yourself, can I live with this?
Right.
Yeah.
Can I do this for the rest of my life?
Right.
And I'm talking about any type of, even friendships,
Anything.
Can I do this? Can I listen to this? Can I be a part of this? And for me, the word no is just all about boundaries, and especially now. And it's for years I've been protecting my peace. But having peace by saying no is very fulfilling.
Empowering. Empowering. And Theresa, you said something. You said you knew you should have walked away, ended it, said no a long time ago. Why is it so hard for us to say no?
Because comfort is one. You're comfortable with, certain things. The unknown, because you mentioned that, Ronisha. The unknown. You don't know what's going to happen. Those are two things I can think about.
What about you, Suzanne?
I think it's just sometimes loyalty. You really want, or feeling like a failure, as you mentioned. You don't want to give up. You want to see if maybe if I this, that, and that, it can work out, or maybe if they learn blah 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 blah, it could change, or we go to counseling, or we talk about it, or whatever. So giving up or failure is hard for some people. Some people it's like they don't care. They'll say no, but it's hard.
That's true.
It's an emotional struggle.
That's true. Studies show that most adults, this is interesting, say they agree to things because they don't want to have conflict. They don't want to disappoint others. They don't like change. That's really, really interesting, and it's really true.
I mean, that's why I can say no a lot of times, because to avoid the conflict. Right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To avoid the unnecessary feelings and conversations that
Later.
could ensue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Saying no was hard for me. I was a person that I never said, I could hardly ever or never would say no. I got overbooked, overstretched, over scheduled on stuff because I was always saying, sure, yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I can do it. And the first few times that I started then noticing, like, I need to say no. Like, I'll give you an example of, I had a notary public license. And because I was a notary public, everybody wanted me to notarize their stuff.
Yep.
Well, excuse me, I'm not going to jail because you want me to notarize the document that's already been signed. So I had to tell close friends no.
Yeah.
And I remember having this person in my dining room table begging me to sign or notarize this car title. And I'm like, I cannot notarize it. Somebody already signed it. Well, I promise you, I believe you. I trust you. But if anything happens between you two, they're going to say that it was notarized and they weren't there.
Yeah.
And guess I'm the one that's going to get in trouble. So it was really hard to say no. And especially when they just won't accept it. Because sometimes people will not accept it. And then it creates a conflict that you're talking about. And it's like, no means no.
Yeah. And I think we see that a lot now in our world. Women, especially, coming out saying no.
Yes.
Like more than what they used to say no.
Right.
With the Me Too movement and Hollywood execs abusing physically and emotionally women, children, and people are coming out now more than they ever have saying no. Like, I don't want to be treated like this anymore.
You know what? I read, it was a while ago, I read somewhere where in one of the Asian countries where the women were saying no to men, with, as far as relationships and having their children is concerned. And it's called something. I don't remember what it's called, but I don't know. That came up in my spirit that there were women in this certain Asian country that were not getting into these relationships with guys, whether it's marriage or having children or whatever, because of the way, I guess, they were being treated, the way women were looked at or looked upon in that society, in that culture.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember that.
Saying no is hard.
Yeah, saying no is hard.
It's hard even in regular life, like raising your children. You got to say no a lot.
I was going to say that. I said no a lot when they were growing up, but now they're adults now. Everybody's an adult. I find myself not saying no as much as I need to say no. And I've put that as my goal for this year. It's in my goals to say no so my children can stop being so dependent on me because they're adults now.
That's right.
When I was their age, I was married with 3-4 kids. I'm not trying to compare myself, but I was taking care of myself. So it's time for you to fail, which is okay to fail. It's okay to fail. It's okay to mess up and not have somebody always rescue you out of your failure.
That's right.
And I've talked about this in more than one episode about blocking people's blessings because we always there to rescue them. And they know that they can come to us. And we're not going to say no.
I had a child, I'm not going to say who it was, call me and was like, my lights are out. I forgot to pay my bill. Okay. You got to figure that out. Yeah. And I'm like, didn't you just quit one of your jobs 2 weeks ago? Yeah. Okay. And you knew you had this past due bill? Yeah. I forgot to call yesterday and make the payment or make an arrangement. I'm like, oh, well, that's
too bad.
Put on a blanket.
Yeah, and
it's cold.
And it's almost like you say,
God.
you say, whose child is this? Because you said, like you said, at a young age, you were responsible, right? So they're at that age.
Yeah.
And it's like, where did they get that from? It's like, where do you get that from? But...
It happens. I'm not going to say that it never happened to me that I didn't forget at least once. I remember for the heat. It was gas. It was separate from the electric bill. And then it was gas. Like an odd bill that, you just have. And I forgot. And Kevin's like, Mom, the gas company's here and they're going to cut the heat off. But she saw there was a kid in the house, so she knocked on the door. And I'm like, I am on my way. Because it wasn't that I didn't have the money. I forgot.
But no. See, and I get that, Suzanne, but I think, and Ronisha, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that the reason you mentioned that because that might not have been the first time.
Exactly. That wasn't the first time. It's always something.
Yeah.
It's always something. And I'm like, okay, that's why I want to talk to you earlier how we need to talk about this in another podcast. Mm-hmm. But that's why I said this year I'm going to say no. Whatever it is, it's going to hurt me to say it, but I have to say it because it's time to grow up. I'm not your God. I'm not your everything. I'm just mom and you're an adult and it's time to figure it out. Like I figured it out many times.
Like I've said it. This is not the Bank of Turcotte or the Bank of whatever.
What?
You know, it's like.
I know.
Figure it out.
Because
so true.
You know why? Because it's so easy.
I love that Bank of Turcotte.
It's so easy for them to come and you be their security blanket. You know?
Yes.
And unfortunately, and without wanting to, we created the pattern. We're guilty.
I did.
We're guilty of it because the first time it happened, okay. The second time it happened, sure.
Yep.
The third time, really, but okay.
Okay.
And then you build the pattern.
I did.
And the first time you say no, you forgot the 20 other times I didn't say no.
Said no.
But the one time I say no, then you're bad and you're selfish. But no. So the lesson is start saying no from the beginning.
Yeah, because
that's true.
Because it's way harder.
Yeah, because people get amnesia.
They forget.
Really do.
Yeah, you've said that to me. They get amnesia of all the things, and then you're like then the emotional manipulation starts. Then the victim mentality starts, and you feel like a heel. You feel so bad, but you know what, honey, you did it. How come I'm the one that you come to?
And if I wasn't here, or if I wasn't here, what would you do?
Yeah.
And for the record, this is not my son. Kevin. My mom is talking about me, and no, it's not Kevin. And mostly like in general, but it's
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. And for me, it's like I don't want to ask anybody for anything.
No, I feel bad about having to ask.
I'm like, when I ask somebody for something, I'm at an all-time low.
Yeah.
If I can't go out and get it myself, like I would never go to my mom and be like, Mom. She would be like, what? I would have to hear all the things, and I don't even want to hear all the things. That's how I knew at an early age, don't go to her.
And like co-signing, like a big one is people asking you to co-sign. No, I'm not co-signing for you.
Oh, no.
And you know what? I never asked anybody to co-sign for me. I figured it out. As a young first-time car buyer, I had to pay the 18%.
Yep. I did it, though.
I paid it for a year. A year came, and I refinanced my car.
But that's okay. This is the year of no.
I'm going to tell y'all a funny story so we can laugh. I remember somebody I dated, and it was kind of a little bit early on, maybe within the first couple of years or something like that. And this person was hinting at hinting at me signing something.
No.
I shut that down. I am not the one.
No.
Yeah, I remember that. And I said, oh my goodness. And I remember we were driving in the car.
I've had it.
And I can remember the exact conversation, but it was hinting towards that. And I'm like, no, sir, no, sir.
We don't do that here.
We don't,
Because if you need me to co-sign, okay, I'm lying. I co-signed for Kevin once. After college, it was the transition year to go to law school. Just so he can get a lower rate. But I knew I could trust him. I knew he would pay me back. And he did. And it was fine. He paid off the loan
that's
early.
Your child. That makes
and that
sense.
was fine.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's the only exception I have ever. But he proven himself to me
There you go.
through that point.
There
Because
you go.
when he was 16, I got him a credit card to try to build his credit.
That's good.
And he was responsible with that credit card. So I knew, but if you're coming to me because your credit is bad and you need a cosigner, I ain't stupid. You already fooled all those other companies and all their money. No.
That is funny.
That is
exactly.
But it's true.
That's
It is true. Oh my God. People who ask you to co-sign. Oh my goodness. You can't. No, that's an automatic no for me.
Hey, you
Because people
guys.
don't, there's stories people don't pay and then your credit is messed up.
Hey, you guys, put in the comments. Put in the comments if you co-sign for someone and how it ended
worked
up.
out.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
But this is interesting, ladies. Studies on boundaries and burnout show that overcommitment is one of the strongest predictors of emotional burnout.
Yeah, I've overcommitted.
Especially
Me too.
among women
I have.
and people who take care of other folks.
I remember you all were witnesses. I'm a single parent. I'm working full time. I'm going to college. I was very busy with my church, and I was still doing all these other things that people asked me. And I thought I had narcolepsy because whenever I was still, I would pass out. And I even one day talking to you, I was training you.
You fell asleep.
I fell asleep, and you asked me, "Did you just fall asleep?" I'm like, no, I'm just resting but I was exhausted because I did not say no to people.
Yeah.
And you have to say no. You need me to do, can you neuralize this? Or can you come over that? Or can you translate this? Or it was overstretched and I was exhausted. And now, honey, like Theresa says, I would be like, it's too much.
No,
We're tired.
I can't.
And Theresa, that's a good point because there are some good ways to say no. Some healthy pushback. Not trying to be mean and say,
Heck no.
like I told my child, "Oh, it's cold. You better get a blanket. It is cold."
Oh my God.
No.
But it's like, honestly, and it's okay I feel that I would help someone. If someone wanted me to help them co-sign for their car, I would say no. However, I will help you get your credit to a place because there's
That's
ways
true.
to do it that you can. I'm not going to be mean. I would try to help
That's
them.
good. That's good.
I've done that, and what I did was, no, I'm not going to co-sign, and the person knew not to ask. But this is a different person, and the person knew not to ask.
Yeah.
But what I did was I helped that person financially.
That's
I
right.
did. I helped that person financially, whether I got the money back or not. Because that was the lesser of two evils for me.
It's guiding them. Like I wouldn't mind say I'm no, but I'm saying sometimes it's plain old no and that's it. But sometimes it's no, but I'll help you do this instead and get you where you need to go.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've helped people before that.
There's a lot of emotional pressure on people who give or who say yes when they want to say no.
Yes.
And that's a lot of emotional studies show.
Yes.
There's a lot of emotional breakdown. You feel anxious. Why did I do that? I said I wasn't going to help him again. It's like you're an enabler.
Yes.
Yeah.
You feel guilty. You just feel all these emotions when you could have just said no and went on about your life.
How about if it's financial and they're asking you and you don't really have it, but you really want to say no, but some people are very emotionally manipulative and you go into trouble or debt or get behind because you're helping them.
Oh, I can't do that.
No,
Right?
I don't
That's
know.
wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. No.
I would never do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it happens.
It's
though.
happened. It happens.
Yeah, I can't say.
I can't say I'll never do that because when it comes to my children, I try to do as much as I can.
That's right.
But I'm trying to learn about boundaries with these adult kids
And
and
it's
saying
hard.
no more to them. No, I'm not babysitting. I know what y'all got going on, but no. Y'all have to figure it out.
Ronisha.
What are some respectful ways, Theresa? You were on it. What's some respectful ways to say no?
Yeah, because it's all about tone, too. It's all about tone. And sometimes when they ask you, sometimes it may not even be a hard no. You can just tell them, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. even though you know you're gonna say no. But I'm seriously.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a way. That's a way, because a lot of times in the interim, these people sometimes they can figure it out. I mean, I'm just saying sometimes,
Absolutely.
okay? Or sometimes you'll have enough time to whereas your response won't be harsh, you know, or it won't be, well, like I said, harsh, you know. And some people, like Suzanne said, they are so manipulative.
Yeah.
They know
That's
all
true.
the triggers. They know all the words. They know everything to
You
say
don't
and
love
to
me,
do,
or
you know,
or
and-
if you loved me, or I can't believe you were doing that. You know, I mean, people
Yep.
will use all kinds of stuff.
But to answer your question, that's a good way to. That's one way you can go into saying no. Just let them say, you know, I gotta think about that. Especially if you're hit, you know, you didn't know anything about it, and you're just hit with a request,
Right.
Just
You eat
I
your
thought about it,
cereal.
you know, and
When
I'll
I've
get back
been
to you.
asked, I try to research. Okay, so why are you in this situation? What happened?
Okay.
Where
Oh.
are you at now? Do you have anything? Is there anything that you can do? Like, I try to now find out more information before jumping in, and I'm like, no, you know, that was kind of a bad choice right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're kind of reaping what you sowed right now.
Yeah.
And it was the notes were saying about how self-care, taking care of yourself after you say no. Because after I said no, and I said a whole lot of other things, then you just quit your job.
Then you feel bad
Yeah, I was like, I should have handled that better. I should have been
because you don't want to like kick a dog when they're down.
That's right.
Yeah.
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 And I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have did it that
Did
way.
you
but
pay it for her?
no.
Oh,
No.
Like that's why I said.
Or her or him, I don't know, whomever.
And
But
she figured it out.
that's
Yeah.
I
right.
found out. My grandma called me. Lord have mercy.
Anyway.
Damn,
But-
yeah, it's just
All
this
right.
this kids, friends, family
Kids,
members,
friends, family
whatever you want to
members.
call it. That sometimes it's just.
I had
no.
a revelation the other day that I put my family before a lot of things.
Me too.
I had a revelation. I'm like,
Me
ooh,
too.
I didn't realize that.
We
To the
all
point
did.
where it was unhealthy and
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I put when it
Yeah.
comes to decisions,
Yeah, me
what
too.
I share, what I don't share, I put my family's thoughts and feelings above my own
Mm-hmm.
and above other things.
Same.
That's a whole nother thing.
And you know what though, Ronisha? Because we weren't talking like 20 years ago, 15 years. We weren't really talking about self-care.
No.
Insane.
We
Say no.
like we do now.
No.
Especially for me, my culture, being from Puerto Rico, family helps family regardless.
Yes.
Like you don't
I know.
say no to family.
That's-
You they live with you. They.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's a cultural thing. So
It is.
breaking that cultural mindset was really hard.
Yeah.
That's a good point. There's a famous rapper by the name of Glorilla. Y'all know Glorilla?
Yes.
She did a song with Kirk Franklin, a rap. But that's not the thing I was going to say. She's on social media because she's not paying her parents' bills because she refuses. And her sister posted cursing her out because her father needs some help to buy a car. Her mother is borrowing money from people to help her pay her bills. She still works at FedEx. And it made me think, why do people feel entitled to your money? Like, this is her success, and I
That's
understand
right.
helping your family, but it's okay that your mama still works at FedEx. She should have a job.
Look, I knew someone that wanted to retire badly in their 60s, and they had not retired because they needed to help their family. Grown adults that they were sending money to, but they were working in order to do that. Like, I'm like, you need to retire.
I know Theresa been big gone.
Like
Theresa, what do you feel about Glorilla not retiring her mother from FedEx?
But I don't know. See, we don't know the story. We don't know what
No.
this young lady went through in her childhood.
What she was like,
Yeah,
done.
we
Yeah.
we just don't know, because a lot of times when people do that, it's because they have it's a lot of times it's not out of guilt. It's out of they love their parents or their sister, whoever is in trouble. They love this person and they want to help them out. They don't want them struggling for whatever reason. This young lady might have a reason that we have absolutely, no insight to.
She may have already been giving and giving and giving, and they're mismanaging what she's given. And she's like, I'm done.
That's what I'm saying. So we don't know. So that's
exactly.
My
and it's probably something like that where they're throwing, but you can afford it. You got money. What's the big? What's $100,000 to you? Like, just send. You giving and giving, and then like, no, this is what you said. My success doesn't have to. It doesn't mean that because I worked hard that I'm not supposed to just pass it around for free.
It's good to retire your mother if you can, but if you can't, then she needs to continue to work. I mean, she's only a millionaire. I
know what you mean. Yeah.
A millionaire. That's a lot of money to a lot of people, but it's just $1 million. When you have expenses and businesses and people to pay and production and all the stuff that you have to do.
They don't know where her liabilities are.
Exactly. So
that's right.
I don't understand why family.
I'm okay for I take care of my mom and I'm all for that. But if my mom was like, I'm giving and she's spending, and I'm giving and she's spending, and then she can't pay the bills because that's not okay.
Yeah.
But if they're being responsible, sure, help your parents. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But
and saying no is costing, that relationship.
Yeah.
Because her sister went on social media, that blew it up.
Yeah.
Talking about the whole thing. So clearly she's not talking to her family at this point. So there's some cost to saying no.
Yes.
Setting boundaries and just respecting your own emotional well-being, I think.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
And it's hard because of the things you said. Like, they're going to get mad at you. They're going to feel a certain way. So saying no kind of is emotionally stressful. But saying yes is also emotionally stressful.
Exactly.
And I'm going to throw this in there. It's just some things you just have to pray about it too. Just pray about it. And that's all I'm going to say. Just pray about it. And you'll
and we'll absolutely, Theresa. And we'll tie it up by saying no may cost you a relationship, but saying yes could cost you yourself, your well-being, your mental health, and all the things that come with saying yes when you really wanted to say no.
Okay.
Yep.
Any final words, ladies?
I think this was pretty good.
And here's another note. And if a relationship is not predicated on things, saying no won't damage it.
That's right.
There you go.
Saying no won't damage the relationship. It'll just be okay.
Because if they respect you, if they appreciate you, they'll be like, okay, I understand. How about that? Like, people that don't respect and like,
yes.
Why do you do that?
I want those folks to go, no, bye.
Exactly. Like, love me enough to accept my no and my reasoning for why.
Exactly.
And one thing I want to finish it is, just because you can doesn't mean you have to.
Absolutely.
Like the example, the lady, that artist. Just because she can doesn't mean she has to.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
Thank
ahead,
you guys.
Suzanne.
Thank you. Yes, that was a good reflection, Suzanne. But yeah, that's basically what we have for today. Ladies, how are we going to end this?
Like we always do.
Go ahead, Theresa.
Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe.
That's right.
Yes.
And
We love you.
we haven't done a hashtag in a minute. What's this one called again? Say no. Hey, how about we do
Say
hashtag
no.
say no? Easy.
Say no.
Hashtag 3VU say no.
Yes.
There we go. All right.
Say no. And let us know in the comments what relationship changed after your no.
Yeah. All right.
And tell them bye, boy, bye.
Girl, bye, boy, bye, them, bye, you, bye, whatever.
Bye, guys.
But we're going to say bye to you until next week. Bye.
Do us a big favor and hit that like button, share this episode, and subscribe.